Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. You know who it is. It's SKYBOYSFO, better known as Bobby, and I do videos about flight attendant life. In today's video, I'll be showing you some of my tips on avoiding jet lag, or if you already have jet lag, some of the things you can minimize the impact. So definitely stay tuned for that in this video, and I'll be showing you some travel tips on saving some good old cash when you purchase your tickets, which also inclines with your jet lag. So definitely stay tuned. Have you ever had a nice, beautiful, long vacation, 2 weeks, you get home and you're just like, I can use another vacation from a vacation. Or you've gone on a layover, or you've been somewhere and all you want to do is just sleep when you get there. You have all these excitement and all these big dreams and itineraries, but you just feel like a Mack truck just hit you. You, my friend, is a victim of jet lag. So definitely stay tuned because I'll give you 8 of my easy tips and definitely will get you back into your normal self. What is jet lag? I'm glad you asked. Jet lag is when you are a frequent traveler or work in the industry like a flight attendant and you travel a lot and you're going through multiple time zones. You're not giving your body time to adjust to that time zone, or you just haven't had time to just give your body a break. So in this video, I'm going to tell you 8 of my techniques that I do to keep myself from getting jet lag. I still get jet lag, but this helps me minimize the impact of jet lag. Sometimes you just have a busy schedule or a busy travel schedule and you just can't avoid jet lag. But these easy steps will help you recover once you feel that euphoria. Step number 1, you want to plan ahead. If all possible, you want to start planning your travel adventure about 2 to 3 days before you actually get on a flight. And one of the things you want to do is check out the destination that you're going to and see what their time zone is. So for example, if you're going on to London, which for me is one of the hardest jet lags to get over, something about going east and their time zone just throws me off. But you just want to find out what time is their time zone, how many hours are they ahead or behind, and find out when it's sunrise and sunset. When you have that information, then you can plan accordingly your sleep habit, your eating habit. Once you've gathered all that information, you want to start planning your day as if you're already in that time zone of that particular city. So when I get to London, I normally go on London schedules 2 days before my actual trip. I try to go to bed earlier than normal. I try to eat probably 2 or 3 hours before I would normally eat. And I try to get my exercise in much earlier than I would normally do here in San Francisco. So when you arrive at your destination, you've already adjusted to that time zone and you're already hitting the ground running. Step number 2, when purchasing a ticket, try to purchase what we call a red-eye flight. Any flight leaving after 10 p.m. or any flight leaving as late as possible. You want to fly during the nighttime because that's the less activities on the aircraft. That's where the aircraft is dark, we're not doing as much food service, there's not much stuff going on, and you're able to relax and fall asleep. It's also a much cheaper ticket when you do fly on a red eye, which saves you money. And also, you arrive early in the morning fresh and ready to go. And if you can't book a red eye and you're flying during the day or the first flight in the morning, I recommend do not sleep at all on the aircraft. If all possible, you want to be awake the whole time of your flight. Yes, I know, that's going to be hard, but it will help you out in the long run. And later on in the video, I'll tell you why you shouldn't sleep during the daytime when you're flying. All right, moving on to step number 3. Don't do non-stop flights. I know it's tempting, I know it's great. You get there in one shot, less chance if you miss connecting, but it's probably one of the worst things you can do to your body, especially those long haul flights. You want what we call a direct flight. There's a difference between a non-stop and a direct flight. That is what we call a direct flight. A non-direct flight would be if you did like San Francisco, Los Angeles, London, or San Francisco, Phoenix, Arizona, London. You're backtracking, so you're adding actually more time to your flight. So you definitely want to book a direct flight and not a non-stop flight, which just takes you to point A to point B. Our bodies just weren't built to be on the airplane for 14 hours at a time. So when you stop on the East Coast, you can just get off the aircraft, stretch your legs, use a real bathroom, get some nice decent food instead of the airline food, which is very salty and pasteurized, and they just do all kinds of things to make it taste better. Avoid airplane food. It makes you just have a reset. And then 2 hours later, you get back on your flight. You still arrive around the same time. It's just not a nonstop. And then again, you save money by going a direct flight than a nonstop flight. All right, moving along to step number 4. You definitely want to take a natural sleep aid, something like melatonin. I usually keep that with me all the time. It helps you out naturally fall asleep. It's non-addictive, and you can get it over the counter at any drugstore anywhere in the world. You can get some in London, or you can get it in San Francisco. They come in tablets, easy to swallow, and it helps you a lot. Step number 5. Number 5, I just can't stress enough, over and over and over and over and over. Drum roll. Water. Drink water. Also drink spring water. You don't want really the purified water. You want natural spring water. And you want to drink as much as possible. Again, starting about 2 or 3 days before your trip. Drink more than you normally would drink. And then continue drinking on the aircraft and continue drinking once you're at your destination. You want to be hydrated. Flying on those airplanes that long period of time, it will just suck all the moisture out of you. And it's also good for your skin. So water is your best friend. And if you are taking a sleep aid or a melatonin, you want to start that also 3 days before your trip, so your body can get used to that melatonin going through it and keeping you serene and calm. But definitely that's one of the flight attendant secrets, that we all are hooked on melatonin. That's our sleep aid. Number 6 is do not sleep on the aircraft if you're flying during the day or have an early morning flight. And you're like, why? Because I am tired. Well, I'm going to tell you why. Taking those good old cat naps on an airplane will only make things worse. You want to try to experience the service that they're offering on that airlines. If they're offering a food service or a movie, this is where you want to be as alert as possible. Try to keep yourself awake as long as possible, because it will help you out once you arrive at your destination. And if you're just a person who just can't help yourself with sleeping on the aircraft, definitely I recommend doing a red-eye flight where you can sleep all night. Oh, we're at number 7 already. Lucky number 7. Number 7 is very important. You want to start 2 or 3 days exercising, getting in that gym, especially if you haven't been in the gym in a while, but you just want to get your blood flowing a couple of days before a flight so that you can get that heart pumping, so when you're losing oxygen on the aircraft, your lungs will be more expandable and accept some of that nasty oxygen that's coming in from other people. But more importantly, once you arrive at your destination, don't fall asleep, stay awake. If they have a gym at the hotel or your destination, go right away to the gym. Get your endorphins going. You know, do maybe 20 minutes of just cardiovascular to try to get your body going. And also don't forget to exercise your brain. I see a lot of people in the aircraft, they are into their laptop computers, they're working real hard, they're watching movies, they're stimulating their brain in a sense of media. But you really want to stimulate your brain by bringing something like the old-fashioned days, like a crossword puzzle, Sudoku, something that requires you to think without all that rays coming from your laptop computer, and also makes you have thoughts. It makes you alert more when you are stimulating your brain. You know, there was a time when we didn't have laptop computers on the aircraft, so definitely think about the old-fashioned way of flying, when people just had to sit there and watch either that one movie or bring their crossword puzzle. I still see people there, mostly senior people, that bring their crossword puzzle and they're doing it all day, and time goes by. One of the new catchy things that people are doing on the aircraft is knitting. I'm seeing like young men just knitting away, and it's therapeutic. That's what I heard. So maybe one day I will try that. Also avoid reading one of your favorite novels because it just makes you sleepy. I don't know about y'all. I'll start reading something and I'm just fading. Just like when you go to bed at home, you try to read, it just makes you too calm and relaxed, and next thing you know, you're just out of it. So try not to read on the aircraft. Try to do something like a crossword puzzle. Number 8, and this is the big one, because I'm a drinker. I know you're a drinker. We like to drink. You know, I like my little alcohol, especially if you're one of those people who are afraid to fly. You feel like, let me just pound down those drinks that make me pass out. You're making it worse. Now, I don't say don't drink on the aircraft because I'm a guy who likes to drink. So one of the things you want to do is for every cocktail that you have on the aircraft, have a 8-ounce glass of water. Kind of, you know, put the two together. But it's okay to drink, but just don't overdo it. And if you're going to drink, stay away from the cocktails and maybe drink a white wine. A red wine will probably put you to sleep right away. Beer is always nice and refreshing, kind of gets your blood flowing. But if you're definitely going to drink like I do on the aircraft when I'm not working, chase it down with a lot of water. You can't get enough water on the aircraft. It will keep you moisturized, it'll keep you hydrated, and feeling good. And for my bonus tip of the day is do not eat airline food. Do not eat it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Y'all know what we do with that airplane food. We put all kinds of salt and things to make it taste better because it loses its taste 33,000 feet up in the air, but it's just making you even drier, and it's just not a good thing. Also, you want to bring snacks. You want to graze across the country or graze across wherever you're going. What I mean is bring about 4 or 5 snacks, and you want to eat every 3 hours on the aircraft. You want to eat healthy things like nuts and proteins. Stay away from the carbohydrates. Try to bring the meals that you can, you know, just pack in your bag or carry on, pull out at any time when you get hungry. When you see that food coming down the aisle, you're just like, no thank you. No pretzels, no nothing, none of that. Do not take the food. Okay, I'll give you another tip. One of the things I always tell people is bring an empty water container. That way you can fill up the water. You can get through security with a water bottle as long as it's empty. Another secret is if you freeze your water overnight in a container, you can get through security because it's solid. And then once you're past security, you know, it would melt, and that's how you're able to get your liquids through, is to freeze your liquids. And then you also have an ice cold beverage. You don't have to ask for the ice. Now, if you're one of those people who bring the empty container and we're coming down the aisle with the card, and you're like, can you fill this up with your water? That's up there with the Diet Coke. Please do not order Diet Coke, and please do not ask us in the aisle to refill your big, huge water bottle, because we only have enough for the people for that service. When you do want to ask for fill up your water because you bought your empty container, is wait till after the service, come back to the galley. We're very friendly back there. You know, don't go all in the galley, but you're like, excuse me, would you mind filling up my water bottle? We'd be more than happy to fill it up because we have plenty of water in the back of the galley. We just only bring a limited amount on our carts, and we have to get all the way down the aisle. So that's a big mistake when you ask to fill up your water. It's not like we're being mean, we just don't have it on the cart. We'll be more than happy. We have plenty of water. Just go to the back of the galley and get the water. And also make sure you ask for bottled water. Some airlines I've seen where they'll put some of that airplane water, we call it Boeing water, into that empty container, and you're drinking the airplane waters. But the key word would be, can I have some bottled water? And if you are a big tea drinker or a coffee drinker, I also recommend that you go to the back of the galley and get your coffee and tea. When you get your coffee and tea in the aisle, it's the least cold. How do I say that? Not cold. It's not fresh, because we've been setting up that card. 20 minutes, 30 minutes has gone by, and the coffee's been sitting there, or that tea has been sitting there. And when you go to the back of the galley, it's as fresh as possible. Or we'll be more than happy to brew a fresh pot of coffee, or make you actually an individual tea. A lot of airlines have tea bags. That's how we brew our tea into one big pot. But you can actually fly in, do you mind if I have a tea bag of tea? And that's the freshest you can get it. We also don't mind brewing fresh pot of coffee. We have a ton of coffee back there. So that's the time that you can get the freshest coffees when you're in the galley. Now, that being said, when you come to the galley, don't stay there. Don't camp out. Don't go back there expecting to do your yoga and your Pilates. We don't go to your office doing yoga and Pilates. Get what you want and get out. Go over to by the door and do whatever you got to do, but in the galley, that is our territory, and we are territorial. So definitely just get what you want and get out. Now, these are some of my basic tips about avoiding jet lag, or how to minimize the impact when you are jet lag. I would love your comments on some of your remedies or some of your secrets that keep you from being jet lag. Definitely leave a comment down below in my comment section. And hit the subscribe button. So if you like what you see, I can do some more videos for you, and hit the alert button to know when my next video is. And if you can't get enough of me, I'm always on Instagram at SKYBOYSFO. Thank you for watching, and that's all for today. My life as a flight attendant. Bye.